Yes, boys and girls, welcome back. Right now, I'm in Mexico. I'm in Tulum. I'm going to hold my hands up. I'm not going to feel guilty for saying this, but I'm having an absolutely amazing time, and I've only literally just been here for like a day. It took like one whole day to get here. It's been non-stop traveling. It's been so long. It's been so tiring, but I'm not going to lie to you. Today has been an absolutely perfect way to kickstart my holiday. I had a little bit of tequila, and of course, we went to the cenotes today as well too. And I made friends with the turtles and the fishes. I'm not going to lie. It was a beautiful way to start this trip. And honestly, I really felt like this day is only going up and up and up. And the only thing that can really lift my day even more is seeing a beautiful, dominant, winning performance from a team that has guys like ENZO, Madueke, Mudryk and co playing. Everything's been getting ticked off as my day's been going on, other than this game today. But I feel like we all have to be absolutely honest with ourselves. Let's be honest deep down. We've all been excited by the hype. We've all been gassed by what's been happening. We've not been living in reality throughout January. Let's keep things real. But I think today's game, reality kicked us hard in our asses. The reality is, this is a team that is lacking strong cohesion. This is a team that needs to get their fitness up. The new signings need time to gel in. You got a lot of guys who should have been moved on who are still here. That's not going to help things behind the scenes in terms of the squad as well too. And also, I kind of feel like Graham Potter's going to need a little bit more time, of course, to try and get these guys firing on all cylinders. For this game today, I'd probably say that maybe Potter played a part in why our performance was maybe a little bit, disjointed. No, not a little bit. This was incredibly disjointed, yeah? There was literally massive gaps between our defense and attack. There was no connection. There was nothing there. But here's what Porto was trying to do. Now, you guys try and imagine in your heads right now the positioning of where the players were. Ziyech, Mudryk, they were wides on either side of the fields, and they were occupying the fullback. They were in behind them, yeah? So to try and release some 1v1, ideally you need to have guys in those half spaces, and I think that's why Porto went for using 2 8s in Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount, because you know that they can play decent in the half spaces, they can come back to help defend, and they can help form a midfield three as well too. But the thing is, yeah, today we got outdone by Fulham's Borson Silva. One of the reasons why Fulham was so good today was that they had two wingers throughout this game today that kept coming back and tracking back, doing their defensive work. They kept doing that resolutely, and most times in football, not many teams are doing that to the highest level throughout the entirety of the game. But because Fulham were able to do this all the time, it just meant that we were literally like all the passing angles to guys in the half spaces and that wide were closed off all the time. And that's what even kept pushing towards this massive gap and ocean of space that was getting created because the four guys were thinking, let me make runs. And of course, the guys in the back, it's like, who can we pass to? The only creation we had in this game today was balls over the top. There was two great ones in particular in that first half. That was the only way we were getting a goal today. And you're just thinking with the caliber of player we have, the potential this team has, how these guys can play with ball to feet as well too. But you've seen what they were doing under Thomas Tuchel. Like, for it to be this much of a basic game, let's keep it real. This was a very basic way of playing. I'm not going to be harsh. I'm still going to wait because there were many factors of context. But reality simply was this was a basic game of football we played. And honestly, the point was there and nothing to get excited for, to be honest with you. But of course, I want to talk about some of the in-game details. And I think the major detail today was how the hell did ENZO FERNANDEZ play? And I think we all kind of noticed this straight away within the first few minutes of the game. And especially when the game was over, that we've signed a world-class midfield player. This guy's recoveries and tackles, especially in that first half, I think he made like 7, 8 or 9 ridiculous defensive output. He was not afraid to get involved and stuck in first time. This is a guy that hasn't even spent 1 week in the UK. He's literally just arrived right now, not even had much time to get used to his new teammates. And he's in that team. And that tells you everything you need to know about the ability this guy possesses by himself, yeah? I thought on occasions when he was winning tackles, he was releasing the ball and moving it forward, which is what you want to see. He played some nice pre-assist moves. That's what I like about ENZO. He always kickstarts an attack. He makes things happen. He was unlucky today, though. He had one amazing effort outside the box, and I was kind of getting like Deco flashbacks. I kind of felt like, okay, you know, is he going to score a banger on his debut? That would just, you know, the hype would be unreal. But, you know, we have to remember, football is not a game of hype, yeah? Football will bring you back down to reality very, very quickly. And it doesn't even matter if we had guys like Neymar and Mbappe in this team. The way we played today was not going to do us any favours whatsoever. I don't think this is a purest reflection of Graham Potter's football. We've seen the football work. We've seen how the ideas are. But I think of playing this way with the fact that some of the players need more time and aren't really fit isn't really going to help your chances of winning. For example, Mudryk, we found out why he was subbed off in the first half, and that was because he actually has a cold. So I understand why he has to play, because he needs to build his match fitness. You know, match fitness is completely different, getting used to that intensity. So he played a 45-minute half to get there. Reece James, he's only coming back now. So I'm not even going to rate his performance, because it's not about that. It's about him building match fitness after so long. And when you have some of the guys in the team who aren't fully there just yet, mix him with the fact that, you know, we're constantly throwing in sub after sub after sub, not really changing the course of the game, really. And it's just like, where's the opportunity to build some momentum, to build some sustainability in the game? It's literally just bringing on new solutions, and new solutions are playing with new solutions. That is how the game went down, in my opinion. I don't feel this is a reflection of what we're going to see as the season goes on. It is only going to get better, but I do kind of feel like the way we got nullified was a bit too simple, in my opinion. I'm not going to lie to you. It did feel like that we have to maybe look to play so direct all the time. Could we not maybe like switch up the pace here and there, make things a bit harder? Like I was saying, the only threat we saw today from us was balls over the top. You're looking at Hakim Ziyech. There was another ball as well too, I can't remember. But Kai Havertz had two amazing opportunities to get goals in this game today. And I think when you're playing this type of football, yeah, the reason why you want to play direct and attacking is to create those good opportunities and chances that come in a game like that. And you have to take them. You have to take them. There's no debating around that. You have to score them. When you don't do that, that's a point given to the opposition. That's a bonus for them every single time, because we're not consistently peppering them and creating those opportunities, yeah? Those big chances you're playing to create, if you're not scoring them, then you're only playing against yourself in that sense, because the opposition is encouraged more to defend even more, and they get more galvanized to want to, you know, see out and get a result for themselves. So I don't know. I need to see better things in the next game. You know, we've got some incredible players in this team right now, so there's no excuses for that. Thank God someone like João Felix is coming back into this game as well too. I think he's going to be a very important connected presence with midfield and the attack, even more than what we already possess at the back. But even though in terms of the team performance, that wasn't on point, there was good individual performances. I discussed Enzo. I thought this was a very solid debut from him. We'll see way better games from ENZO FERNANDEZ, but in terms of the circumstances behind his move and his appearance in this team today, he needs a bit of time. That's natural. And listen, you also need to make these guys' lives easier by being in good positions, by, you know, taking advantage of his passes. So it felt like the team was really like nullifying the full potential of what Enzo can bring, even though we saw the quality immediately that this guy is going to bring us. I thought Badiashile, the composure at the back, him and Silva looking very, very solid. Very unlucky that he's not part of that Champions League squad, but I'm sorry. You've got Mudryk, you've got João Felix, and if you have, of course, Enzo, they need to be playing in your Champions League squad, because as you're going deeper, hopefully, in the tournament, your best players make the biggest impact. And we have guys like Fofana and Co that can, of course, come in and play over Badiashile. Now we discussed Mudryk, and as Potter said, the guy had an illness, which explained his first half even more. Now I was a bit puzzled why Mason Mount was getting scapegoated. It's like people were trying to create this narrative that, you know, Mount was taking over Mudryk's positions and he was not being a good teammate and not letting Mudryk do anything, which is just like, when you actually deep the reasoning behind that, that is so immature and childish. I can't even, don't even get me started trying to break down that nonsense here. But it was quite obvious that because Mudryk wasn't able to really influence the game because he's not fully fit, you know, Mount, of course, being a Chelsea player, has to take up those attacking positions, no? He has to take them up. Someone has to. Otherwise, what are we going to do? So to get criticised for something like that doesn't really make much sense to me. But we're going to see more from Mudryk, of course, because we remember his debut versus Liverpool. And when he's fully fit, of course, what he can bring. So I'm not worried about this guy whatsoever. I thought Madueke today, when he came on to replace Mudryk, I thought the guy looked bright. He looked good. He looked confident as well too. Looked to drive up the field when he could. Came back to help the defend with the team as well too. I thought he looked very nice there. Fofana's impact. I thought he's going to have the maddest impact of the game today, because that was really, really good play when he was, of course, like rounding the goalkeeper, cutting inside. But that connection with his left foot, he just couldn't connect properly enough to get enough power to get it in the net. That deserved to be a goal. And in this game today, we had like maybe 3-4 chances like that. 2 from Kai, 1 came from a Mount, a pass across the goal that Kai couldn't get on the end of. Another car opportunity for Fofana. There was 3 or 4 chances where, if they're taken, the complexion of this game is completely different. And then maybe the system works even more then, because you're exploiting the spaces that are opening up, because Fulham, of course, needs to come out, attack, and try and get back in the game. But when that doesn't happen, when these factors aren't working seamlessly together, you get left with games like this where, you're seeing a lot of effort. People are trying to win this game. But there's like limits to what they can really do, because what they're being asked to do didn't necessarily bang or didn't necessarily work. So I don't know. I'm just kind of left feeling like, okay, you know what? Reality has kicked in, but this is a reality where I've got Mudryk and ENZO and amazing players. And I feel confident, maybe that's Tulum talking again, but I feel confident and optimistic that we are going to come back, be even better for this. And it's a good wake-up call for sure. But again, this is a reminder that more work is needed to get us there. And I think we definitely will for sure, yeah. So yeah, you guys, not much to say on top of that. If you're watching, I'm in EFC, this is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.